Welcome to True Projects. In this video, we are going to explain about the project, which is PublicEduChain, a framework for sharing student-owned educational data on public blockchain network. So before getting into the execution, first let's understand what is the project about. Imagine a student who has studied in multiple countries and gaining various qualifications and experiences. So, when they have to move to a new country or transfer to a different institution, they often face difficulties in managing their educational records, especially in situations like migration or political instability. And this is common challenge today as globalization, digital transformation and industry 4.0 have changed the landscape of education, which makes online learning and academic mobility more accessible than ever. Yet despite these advancements, current systems they are primarily controlled by individual institutions, which limits students' ownership of their educational data. They often struggle to share their records easily across different platforms. So, to address this gap, in this project, we are introducing a blockchain based solution which allows students to securely manage and share their educational data autonomously. This innovative approach empowers students to take control of their information, which enables them to seamlessly integrate and share their records across various learning management systems. So, now let's understand what is this blockchain. So let's say you want to keep a record of all transactions or information shared between multiple people, but you want to ensure that once something is recorded, no one can go back or change it. So that is where this blockchain comes into the picture. So blockchain, it is a decentralized distributed digital ledger technology, meaning that instead of relying on a single place to store the data, it distributes the data across many computers and nodes. And here each record is stored in a block, which is then linked to the previous one through a cryptographic hash. Hash is nothing but it is kind of a digital fingerprint that uniquely identifies each block. And this creates a chain of blocks, which makes it very secure and transparent. Once the information is added to the chain, I mean to the blockchain, it incredibly hard to alter because you would need to change not just that block but also the other blocks. That means all the blocks that follow it. And for that, you need the approval of the majority of the network. This makes it more powerful to store the data in a way that's both tamper resistant and verifiable. So now let's understand how this blockchain will be helpful to this project. So this project leverages blockchain technology to give students full control over their educational data. Each educational record is securely linked in a chain using a hashing mechanism, which I have mentioned you previously. So, ensuring that once the data is recorded, it cannot be altered without modifying the entire chain. So, this creates a highly secure and tamper proof system. Additionally, smart contracts enable educational departments to access students' records securely without needing complex interoperability software. So, this decentralized approach provides both students and institutions with a more secure, efficient way to manage and share educational data. So, this is all about the blockchain and how it will be helpful to this project. So, additionally, in this project, we have not just stored the text data about the students' educational achievements, but also we have stored images of those certificates on the blockchain. This means that educational departments will have access to both the detailed course information and also the actual certificates, allowing for a more complete and accurate review of a student's academic background. And to strengthen the sensitivity of the data, I mean, to strengthen the security of the sensitive data, we are using AES encryption. So, this ensures that only the authorized departments who possess the encryption keys can access and also the decrypt the certificate images. By adding this layer of security, we protect the data from unauthorized access and also enhance the overall trustworthiness of the system. And in this project, we are utilizing the Ethereum blockchain. We have different types of blockchain, for example, Bitcoin, Stellar, Ripple, etc. But in this project, we are using Ethereum. And this Ethereum is known for its ability to support smart contracts. Ethereum helps us to build a decentralized platform where student data can be securely managed. By using smart contracts, we streamline the process of securely sharing and storing the educational records. So students have full control over the data and they can decide which institutions or departments have access to it. Additionally, we have integrated the tools such as Ganache and also the MetaMask. So what is Ganache? Ganache, it is a Ethereum framework. Sorry, it's an Ethereum monitoring application. I mean, Ganache is an application where we can monitor all the Ethereum activities. So this combination of Ganache and MetaMask not only ensures the privacy of student information but also simplifies the entire data sharing process, making it more efficient and transparent between educational institutions. So to implement this project, we need some requirements. So coming to the software requirements, we need Python ideally of 3.7.0, Node.js, Visual Studio Community version, Ganache, MetaMask, which is the Chrome extension. And coming to the backend languages, we need Python, JavaScript, Solidity code. And the framework used is Django. And the front-end languages which are used are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap 4. And hardware requirements are processor of i5 and above, RAM of 8 GB and above, and ROM of 20 GB and above. So this is all about the project. Now let's execute it. To execute, we need to open the code folder which contains source code files. So these are the source code files in the code folder of the project. Now let's understand each of them. How will they be used in the project? So coming to the education folder, inside this folder there are Python code files that are intended to be dynamically loaded into the project code during runtime. And this is education app folder. This folder comprises of two folders and some Python code files. So coming to the first folder, in that we will have static folder. It contains files related to the CSS, JavaScript and Bootstrap files. So these files, they contribute to the visual and interactive aspects of the application. And coming to the templates folder, I mean the second folder, within this folder we will find all the HTML pages which are used throughout the project. It includes pages like index.html, home.html, and more representing various sections of the website. And coming to the Python code files, they will be executed during the runtime of the application, which supports project's functionality. And this is the Solidity file. This file consists of a Solidity code. It handles data structures, functions, and events with modifiers for validation. And this is manage.py file. It is a command line utility that comes with the Django. It provides various commands for managing Django projects, including tasks like running the development server, creating database tables, applying migrations, and more. And this is run.bat file. Instead of executing this project through command line interface, we have created this Windows bat file to execute the project. So now let's execute it. To execute, we need to host the blockchain server first. For that, we need to open the Ganache. So open the Ganache. Select the workspace. So here if we observe, blockchain server is hosted. Now let's get back to the code folder. Now double click on this run server.bat file. So here if we observe, manage.py file is compiled. Now Django framework will host the application at the local host and the port. So this is the local host and this is the port. So now copy this local link provided by the Django framework and paste it into any web browser. So I'm copying the link. I prefer Google Chrome, so I will paste it in that. So paste the link here. At the end, type index.html and click on enter. So this is the web page of the project, which is developed using Django framework. So here in the homepage, we can see different links, which is educational department login, student login, and new user profile generation. So before logging in as education department or either student, first we need to generate their profiles. For that, we need to click on this new user profile generation link. So click on that. Here we need to provide all the details of the student if the student is registering or education department if the education department is registering. Before that, I'll show you the blocks in the Ganesh. So open the Ganesh, click on blocks. So before doing any registration, here we have 4 blocks. After registering, again, we'll get back to the Ganesh and see how many blocks are there in this blockchain. I mean, how many blocks are created. Now get back to the application. So first, let's register as a student. So the student name is Kumar. Give the password, give the contact number, and give his mail ID, give his address, and now select user type as student. Now click on submit. So here if we observe, all the details of the student are stored in the blockchain. So here if you observe, all the student details are stored in the blockchain. And that too they are stored in the block number 5 as the information is provided here. Now if you open Ganesh and see block 5 is created at 5:52. So now if you open this block number 5, here we have block hash, transaction hash, and if we click on this transaction hash, we have sender address, contract address, gas used, gas price, gas limit, and this is the transaction data. So now let's get back to the application. Now let's register as the education department. So education department would be Bhavans. Give the password, give the contact number, give the mail ID, and give the address. And now select the user type as education department and now click on submit. So here if you observe, all the details of the education department are submitted. I mean, they are stored in the blockchain and that too in the block number 6. So I'll show you that in the Ganesh, so open Ganesh. So here if you observe, a new block 6 is created where the education department details are stored in this particular block 6. So if you open block number 6, click on transaction hash and here we have sender address, to contract address, gas used, gas price, gas limit, and the transaction data. So now get back to the application. Now let's log in as student. So click on student login link and give the username and the password. Now click on login. So we have entered invalid details. Let's enter them again. So here we need to give the exact username at the time when we have given registration. So we have to give the capital K. Now give the password and now click on login. So the student Kumar has logged in successfully and this is his dashboard. And here we have different links which is shared own education data and view your data. And now we have to click on share own education data to share his details. So click on that. And here we need to give the LMS description. So the LMS description would be Bhavans and give the course name. So the course name is Cloud Security and select the data type as course. Give the data description. So Cloud Security course of 3 months and select the choose file to upload the certificate. So click on that. So select the certificate. Now click on open. Certificate is loaded. Now click on submit. So here if we observe, all the details, all the education details of the student Kumar are stored in the block number 8 and this is the block hash. And if we open the Ganesh and see, we will have a block 8 created. Now get back to the application. As we have made these many transactions, now we will see how much ETH has been deducted in the Ethereum wallet. So for that, open the MetaMask, which is the Chrome extension. So here, if you observe, I have 99.98 of ETH in my MetaMask wallet. So this amount is after the recent transaction. Now let's click on view your data to view all the data of the student. So click on that. So these are the details that have been uploaded by the student. So this hash code has to be remembered because when educational department logs in, they have to same give this hash code. Now log out of student and log in as educational department. So click on that, give the username and the password of education department. Click on login. So educational department has logged in successfully. So to access the data, click on access student data. So now we want to access the data of student Kumar. So here we need to provide the key. So give the key. Now click on submit. So here education department will be able to see all the student details. So this is the address of him, I mean the hash encrypted key of him, and this is the LMS description, and this is the course name, data type, data description. This is the uploaded date, and this is the certificate. And now if you click on this download file button, education department will be able to download this certificate. So click on this download file link. So here if you observe, certificate has been downloaded. In similar way, any student they will be able to log in. I mean they can register and they can log in and they can upload their certificate details, and also they can add all their course details. And education department they will be able to access the details of the student in a secured manner using blockchain. Now log out. Let's see how much ETH we have in the MetaMask wallet. So for that, open MetaMask. So here we have 99.9842. We have very minute deduction because it is a very less transaction. So this is all about this project.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects, please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.